Y'all, happy Tuesday. Y'all, we're gonna get right on into it. Welcome in the building. Smash the like button. Y'all, I mean, it is on like Donkey Kong with this Nolan Wells case. Allegedly, not allegedly, but Traston went on to, not Traston, Warren went on to Batum's podcast and was basically explaining, whining, crying, hollering, slinging snot. Hey, Miss Red, good morning. How are you? Welcome. I know this is a early live, but y'all, they went on Batum show and they was trying to say that they were experiencing all kind of threats, this, that, and the third, but they're not trying to even console Nolan's parents. Like, it's all about them. Why is it all about them? I'm trying to figure out. Hey, Carol, how are you? Grand Rising. Miss Red and Carol, welcome in the building. Happy Tuesday, y'all. It's early in the mountain, y'all. But we're going to do a reaction to a psychotherapist. His name is his name is Elliot Connie. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen him around. He went on Don Lemon and on some other shows. So, hey, Bronze, good morning. Early rising to you too. So he went on the podcast. He went on Don Lemon, and then he's just basically giving his reaction to the Children of the Corn going on the Batum show. We're not going to say his name, the Batum show. And when they went on the Batum show, why does it seem like Warren is the, the spokesperson of the group? Why is Warren seem like he's a spokesperson of the group? He's the one that's always talking. He's doing most of the talking. Let me say that. He's doing most of the talking. And where is Damn It Bart at? Where is Charaston at? Where are they at, y'all? Can y'all tell me where are they at? But y'all, let's turn it around and get into it. This is like I said, Elliot Connie. He's a psychotherapist and he's giving his reaction. So y'all, let's turn it around and let's get it. Let's get it.
Once again, return to Mississippi to hit the young men that were with Nolan Wells on the day he went missing and then ultimately was found deceased. There's a lot in this interview that I want to get into and break down, so let's get into it.
Let me wipe the camera. Hold on, y'all.
What is your thoughts on that phone call?
Let me see. Hold on, y'all.
To Cito. Some people have gone out and done enhancements to the audio, and in doing that, created a transcript manually.
See, y'all, he's already saying that they created, like, they enhanced it, like this Cito video is a lie. This Cito video was retrieved off of their website, from what I understanding. How is this like a fake call? How is this a call that was altered? It was not. It was directly from their website. It was, from what I understand, they did like a FOIA request and got the video, and then they enhanced it. Even Nancy Grace, her specialist, whoever she was, engineer specialist, they even enhanced it and came out with the same response that Janetta came out with. Damn it, Bart, Nolan's dead, all kind of stuff that they were saying. Wake up, wake the F up, Nolan. But y'all, let's continue listening, because they are trying to really pass the buck on what really happened. Welcome in the building, y'all. Smash the like button, y'all. Let's continue.
Appeared that the transcript was derived from an automated system or have any, in my opinion, real integrity with it. So what do you guys think about that audio?
From this very first question, I start wondering, is ex-Officer Tatum being paid by the attorneys that represent these young men or the young men's families themselves? Because that is a question that is very loaded, and it's leading towards innocence. It lets the interviewees know that the interviewer has a bias, and thus it's more about getting out a narrative than of finding the truth. Now, I want to be clear. I do not know what these boys did or did not do, but when you release videos like this, you open yourselves up to a certain level of scrutiny that was not there before. And that question doesn't sound like you are interested in an unbiased answer. You ask the question in a biased way that makes the interviewees feel more comfortable.
Well, I can go ahead and say that as you posted that clip of all of us on the boat, you know, as it's rolling, not rolling, but right there sitting in the water, Wyatt's on the phone with Cito in that clip. I mean, he's on the phone. Don't you, like, wouldn't you think that you would have seen on the bottom on the floor something? Or scrambling around, or everybody in a pot, like in a small...
Well, sir, we have not seen any footage on any of the boats. So we don't know if we can see Nolan on the bottom of the boat scraping and scrambling. We have not been provided no video footage. At least I haven't seen no video footage of you guys on the boat when this incident was occurring, because y'all hiding y'all cell phones, allegedly. We have not seen any video footage. The only thing we see is boats in the water, or, you know, where Warren was kind of going up. He looked like he was higher than Cuda Brown. So we haven't seen anything to confirm that, because y'all are hiding y'all's phones, allegedly. But y'all, let's continue.
Face on the boat looking at him or something. I mean, it's just so crazy to think that, why would we call Cito if we have a dead body on the boat?
To be very clear, when you are professing your innocence and you are passionately talking about your alibis and talking about how you would never do this and strongly advocating for you did not do this, that is not in and of itself proof of innocence. We can think about many, many cases where people have advocated and said, like, they did not do anything. I think about Rafael Palmeiro, who was testifying in front of Congress during the steroid trials for baseball, holding up his finger and saying, I have never used steroids. Then it turns out he did test positive and negatively ruined his legacy. Also, Lance Armstrong, maybe the most passionate defender of his own truth, of his own innocence, turns out he was actually cheating and lying the whole time. So these boys saying, like, don't you think that if we had done something, we wouldn't have done this? It just reeks of, like, not understanding that just because you were passionately trying to convince me of something does not mean that it's not true. And there's a lot more here we're gonna get into, but I just wanna make sure that you highlight, like, the investigation needs to pull out real evidence of what happened or what didn't happen. And someone saying they didn't do it is not evidence of innocence.
I mean, why would we call the Coast Guard? You know, why would we do the thing?
Hold up, y'all. Hold up, swole up. How are y'all doing, y'all? Hold on. Why would y'all call the Coast Guard? Well, y'all tell us why y'all will call the Coast Guard, because y'all were calling the Cito people saying that your boat was taken on water. Now, wouldn't it be like of the average normal person, if you have an accident, to call 911, call somebody for help? Why would you not call the Coast Guard? Y'all, I'm telling you, these boys is a piece of work, and I believe personally that they are hiding something. I believe it possibly could be a accident. Hey, good morning, Galatians. How are you? So I don't know, but Bronze, good morning, Bronze. Bronze said, I was disgusted by that interview. They didn't care at all. No, they didn't care at all. It was all about them. It was exactly pointing the finger. People are attacking them and all this other stuff, but they are deflecting the situation. And where is Damn It Bart? Where is Tristan with the dirty pants? Where are they at? Why is Warren always being the spokesperson for the group? I'm trying to figure out, but y'all, let's turn it around and let's continue. Smash the like button. Happy Tuesday, y'all.
Things we did if we know we killed somebody.
I think people, regardless of who it is gonna believe what they want to hear. If they want to believe that my friends and I had something to do with Nolan dying, then they're gonna believe that regardless of what you put out. But you put out, Brandon, that a clip of the boat when Wyatt was on the phone with Cito. And it is boldly clear that Nolan was not on the boat with us. You can literally almost see down to the deck. And
okay, if Nolan wasn't on the boat with you, where was Nolan at? Where was Nolan at? Because Katie said, I believe from what I can recollect, that she seen him, the last time she seen him was like when he was getting on the boat, when they were trying to tell him to hurry up and get on the boat. So if you guys are trying to push this off as Nolan, he wasn't there. To me, it's like they're just like trying to pass the buck. They're trying to pass the buck, and it's all about them. It's all about them getting harassed and all this other stuff. But y'all listen to the call. Listen to this podcast, because it really, really and truly is like all about them and them trying to pass blame on other people. If they didn't do it, who did? Who did this? I mean, it doesn't make sense. But y'all, let's continue.
As you can see in that picture, everybody is completely casual while Wyatt's on the phone with Cito. Yeah, we were scrambling around trying to get the boat fixed, but the guys were, in the video, you'd see me, I was sitting on the bow. If there was someone dying on the boat, why would everybody just be...
Sir, if the Cito lady asked you how many people were living on the boat, you couldn't tell whoever it was on the boat Cito call. They could acting like they didn't want to tell her how many people were living on the boat, why would she ask that question? That's kind of suspicious to me. I don't even know if this boat tow was a part of the setup. I don't know. It rings questions to me on that, because when you call 911, do they say how many people are living? No, they say how many people are, pow-powed, or how many people are injured or whatever maybe, but how many people are not living or dead? That's just like a weird question to me. Put a one in the chat if y'all think that's a weird, odd question for an operator to ask. I think that's very weird. So I don't know if this is a part of the setup. That's just kind of weird to me. But y'all, let's continue.
Is there waiting to either get towed in, or in the first place, like Jack said, why would Wyatt call Cito?
Why would Wyatt call Cito? I don't know why Wyatt would call Cito. Do y'all know why Wyatt would call Cito? I mean, didn't they say that the boat was taking on water? So you evidently would have to call somebody for help, right? And y'all remember, hold on, let me turn the camera. Good morning, y'all. Welcome in the building. Smash the like button, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Didn't Bart's lawyer say that Bart was never there? He was in Wyoming, or somebody said, don't quote me on this, but somebody said that Bart was in Wyoming, right? But then we had Bart's lawyer came up, and Bart's lawyer said, well, he only went out there to tow the boat to help them. Well, does Bart have any kind of experience? Is he a profession? Because if he's not a professional boat tower, could this have been an accident? Could Bart have messed up and did something to where, Nolan Wells' life ended? Or did they get into an altercation? Because I also think, in just my own humble opinion, not nobody else's, and y'all don't have to believe what I believe or think, maybe the same as me, and it's okay. But I do believe that there was an altercation. And one of my things is, did Bart kick, allegedly, my opinion, this is my thoughts, just me putting things together, did he kick Nolan in the back of his head? Because for somebody to say, damn it, Bart, out loud, that means that something happened. Something happened. Even when you spill a cup of soda, a cup of water or something on your carpet, on your floor, you're like, damn it, man. You know what I'm saying? So if he's out in the water during this boat call, this Cito call, saying, damn it, Bart, why is he saying, damn it, Bart, like that? And they're yelling, and then also, wake the F up, Nolan. Wake the F up, Nolan. Nolan's dead. Why did we hear that in the background? Y'all was trying to cover this up. Like I've been saying, like Queen said, Queen's mentioned this may have been an accident. Probably true indeed. It probably could have been an accident. But why are they trying to cover this accident up? The only reason why I feel like they possibly could be covering this accident up, you guys, is because Nolan, he passed away out there on the boat. First of all, they're nothing but a bunch of 18-year-olds, because he said everybody's under 21 on that Cito call. Everybody's under 21. They were high. They were drinking. Allegedly, they were higher than Cooter Brown and drunk than a skunk. And they were on the boat driving, and then Nolan lost his life. That's a lawsuit, a big, huge, massive lawsuit, just like Alex Murdaugh. Remember, he was trying to cover up a boating accident. Somebody passed away, and they had to pay the family like $500,000. And then they went also to the liquor store, because the liquor store is the one who provided the alcohol for the young Alex's son. That's the one that basically had the boating accident that caused a lady to lose her life. So of course the family went after Alex and their insurance, and then also after the liquor store. So could it this have been an accident? I mean, it's possible, but y'all, let's continue listening.
It's crazy. The reason we turned down Coast Guard is, why would we call Coast Guard if CTO could pull us in? But we fixed the boat.
Hey,
and we
D-Dog,
ran the
good
full
morning.
body, and that's it. The CTO call was completely enhanced, and these people just want to believe what they want to hear. And that's it.
Warren, spokesperson for the Children of the Corn. Spokesperson for the Children of the Corn, Warren. We want to believe what if you hear something, right? Are you going to try to be like, is your ears playing tricks on you? If you didn't heard them calling, damn it, Bart in the background, and you hear them saying Nolan's dead, wake the F up. Are you guys, I can't even unhear that. Can y'all unhear that? I cannot unhear that. That's like if you're going to a baseball game or basketball game and they say, oh, we got Joe Blow, he didn't made a 10-pointer. And then you be like, no, that's not what you heard. He didn't say that. You cannot unhear what people say, especially when it's on a call. There's no way you can unhear that. But y'all, let's continue. Let's smash the like button, y'all. Let's take a 3 seconds to hit the like button. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's continue, because this is getting out of control, y'all. These boys, the Children of the Corn, is off the chain.
That's what they're doing. So,
If I were doing this interview, here's the question I would ask. Who was recording your boat? Why were they recording your boat at that exact moment? Because it could be a suspicious activity like you guys are trying to establish an alibi. And lastly, couldn't Nolan have been on that boat? That question was not asked, so we do not know what these young men, how they would have explained that away.
it's just crazy to me that people have tried to twist this and twist the audio. When we came out with the first interview and debunked half these lies, and now you don't hear about any of it. You don't hear about the pool party, because it was on June 27th. You don't hear about anything else that was mentioned. Thousands of lies.
Sir Warren, the spokesperson for the Children of the Corn, how are we twisting the call? Did Nancy Grace not get her engineer or whoever to enhance the call to from the same? She went to go pull it from the CTO people. She went to go do, I guess, a FOIA request, I'm assuming, right? And her engineer did the same thing as Janetta did. And they came out with the same results? Is that a lie? Is that hearing what you just want to hear? No, I don't believe so. Those are facts and truth to facts. But you guys are trying to pass the buck and act like we are slower than molasses, and we're not. Y'all think we are dumber than a box of rocks and we fell off the dump truck? And y'all think that we are supposed to believe y'all what y'all are saying versus what the actual boat tow call and hands call said? No, get somebody else to do it, y'all. Let's continue.
And now, the audio comes back, and all of a sudden we can hear Nolan yelling in the background, screaming, we're screaming about how he's dead. That's just a complete lie, and it's another lie to push this narrative that people don't want to turn down. It's insane to me.
What's interesting to me here is that they're turning this case into...
Oh, Young Brave brought up a good point. Young Brave said, hold on. D-Dot said, well, guess what? These children of the court will be fried like green tomatoes. Absolutely. They are already on them. I'm telling you. Young Brave says, then he gave 2 times when he saw Nolan. He said last time he saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. Then said he was yelling at Nolan when he was with Katie around 4 something. That is 2 hours time, two different times right there. Exactly, Young Bravo. Thank you for that. I'm telling you, the Children of the Corn is off the MFing chain. They think that they are supposed to be spewing out this rhetoric, trying to think that we're supposed to believe them. And then the lawyer, was it Trump's lawyer they hired? He's trying to talk tough to people. I couldn't believe it, y'all. Let's listen. Let's continue to listen. I'm telling you, these people is off the MFing chain.
A defamation case about the public having their own theories, hypotheses, and ideas about what might have happened on that day to Nolan Wells, and they're turning it to that and away from the actual investigation of what might have happened to their friend and brother, as they refer to him. And that seems very odd to me. If you really cared about him, really loved him, really considered him like a brother, you'd be far more interested in the truth than caring so much about what the public thinks about what you may or may not have done. But that clearly isn't the case here. Like, they are very interested in what the public thinks of what they did or didn't do, and so much so that they're turning this into a case about their own perceptions and how people are perceiving them, and away from the actual investigation to what may have happened to Nolan Wells on that day.
First of all, with respect to Warren, if you just...
And this is Trump's lawyer. Let me turn it a little bit. This is Trump's lawyer who, I guess, took up the case. And they're mostly, just like Elliot said, they're mostly worried about defamation. If you worried about why and how Nolan lost his life, why are you worried about what people are saying? You should just be trying to help find what happened to Nolan, which I believe in my deepest heart of hearts, y'all know exactly what happened to Warren. Y'all know exactly what happened to Warren, and y'all think that y'all gonna play us like Willie Foo-Foo and Willie Lump Lump, and that's just not the case. But y'all, let's listen to his lawyer, because he's trying to talk tough, trying to threaten people, talking about people are defaming. No, people are giving their own opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that. Exercising our rights of our freedom of speech rights is nothing wrong with that. Nobody is saying, oh yes, they did it. I mean, maybe they are saying that, but to say, they have proof that they did it, that's a different thing. But a lot of people are alleging, saying that they more than likely had something to do with this. We don't know for a fact. We can't prove it because they haven't even investigated this case properly. I mean, we have a whole lot of questions and no answers. But y'all, let's continue.
Just murder your best friend on an island, the dumbest thing you could do would be to call the Coast Guard.
He said the dumbest thing you could do is call the Coast Guard. But then earlier, didn't he say that Warren called the Coast Guard? I mean, this is so much conflicting information that they're giving. They are lying so much, they can't even remember the lies that they've told before. So y'all, this is a whole cover-up. But y'all, let's continue. This is my opinion. Let the record reflect.
To call a federal law enforcement agency and tell them, hey, can you guys go out and check out this island and look for Nolan Wells? Well, that's exactly what Warren did. Warren called the Coast Guard. And that is one of many very compelling facts.
Did y'all wait? Hold up. Did y'all just hear him contradict himself? I mean, maybe I am hearing things, or maybe I'm not understanding. Maybe my elevator don't go all the way to the top early this morning. Did he just say, why would somebody call the Coast Guard if there was a dead body? Oh, but he called the Coast Guard. Did he just contradicted? That was a contradiction to me. That was, y'all, let me wrap that back. He said, why would you call the Coast Guard if there was a dead body? Oh, he called the Coast Guard. What? Y'all, let's wrap that back. Because I want to make sure I heard it right. This is crazy.
How people are perceiving them, and away from the actual investigation to what may have happened to Nolan Wells on that day.
First of all, with respect to Warren, if you just murder your best friend on an island, the dumbest thing you could do would be to call the Coast Guard. To call a federal law enforcement agency and tell them, hey, can you guys go out and check out this island and look for Nolan Wells? Well, that's exactly what Warren did. Warren called the Coast Guard. And that is one of many very compelling facts. He got back and he called the Coast Guard. Does that sound like a guilty man to you?
That's more what I was talking about before. Simply saying, if I were guilty, would I have done this? Is not in and of itself proof of innocence. As Lance Armstrong also said, like he said many, many times. If I were guilty, would I have allowed myself to have been tested this many times? Would I be the single most tested athlete on the planet? If I were actually guilty of anything, would I have done this, this, and this? Again, I'm not saying that these young men did anything. What I am saying is simply stating you didn't do it and saying it would have been really stupid of me to do ... If I had done anything,
Yes, it would have been stupid because y'all allegedly, I believe that they did have a body on the boat. So I believe that thank you, Dida, for the gift. Thank you. I do believe that they didn't want to call the Coast Guard because there was probably allegedly, maybe possibly, in my opinion, a dead body on the boat. Right? I do believe that, because why would you not want to call the Coast Guard, 911, call the police, the helicopters, the elemental P, you call whoever you need to call, because if your boat allegedly is taking on water in 17 foot of water or 31 foot of water, that was even confusing. We're in 17 foot of water. No, we're in 31 foot of water. What feet of water are you in? Your lies are just all over the place, right? So if their boat was taking on water, you wouldn't care who was coming. Why would you deny the Coast Guard? But then you call the Coast Guard later? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you call the Coast Guard later, but then earlier when you were in the situation, you were telling them, no, I don't need the Coast Guard. No, don't call them people. We got a dead body allegedly on the boat. These my words. We got a dead body on the boat. We can't have the Coast Guard. We can't have the elemental P people. We can't have nobody. We CETO people. Can y'all just come out and take this boat? Get this boat because we're taking on water. Can y'all just pull us out of this situation? But we don't need to call the Coast Guards. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? I was in an accident in the water too when I was in Miami a few years ago on the jet skis. Me and my friend were riding the jet skis in Miami, and she was like, let me drive it. She didn't know what the heck she was doing. She hit the throttle and flipped us all the way off of the whatever it's called, the jet ski. And I hurt my leg. I'm sitting there. We're trying to tread water, and those waves were very, very big and heavy, and it was in the middle of nowhere. So they had the people that that we rented the jet skis from patrolling the area in case there was an accident, and we were treading water, I promise y'all, for about at least 10 minutes before they came to get us. So when we flipped out the boat in the middle of the ocean, I was yelling, help, help, even though it can't nobody hear us. Help, 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 screaming for help in the middle of the water, trying to get somebody to come and help us. So I don't care if it was, the helicopter, the elemental P people, whoever. You want to get help. You don't want to drown. You don't want to die, right? So why did y'all deny the fact that they offered you? Why did y'all deny the offer of the CETO lady saying, do y'all need the Coast Guard? Why did you deny that? You denied the Coast Guard, but then you're gonna call the Coast Guard. Yeah, Coast Guard. Yeah. Why? It does not sound to be of a normal-minded person's thinking unless you're trying to hide something. You telling me if somebody had an accident at your house, maybe they tripped, fall, or got bit by a dog, you try to call 911 and they're saying, well, do you need an ambulance to come out? Knowing that this person is like almost on their deathbed. No, we don't need the ambulance. We don't need the ambulance. No. No, we'll just drag them to the hospital. Yeah, in our little hoopty. I mean, come on now. Does that make any sense to y'all? You are in the middle of the ocean. Your boat is taking on water. They offer you the Coast Guard and you tell them no. That is a given sign that you're trying to cover up something. But y'all, this is my opinion. Let the record reflect. Let's turn it around and let's continue.
Not evidence of innocence. We know that criminals often do really stupid things and get caught from doing the really stupid things that they do. So this just seems odd to me.
The stink lingers.
Let's wait and skip this commercial. Who is this? Versus says, a man, with all due respect, it sounds like you know nothing about boating. I don't know a goddamn thing about boating, but let me tell you this. If I was in a boat and I needed to call 911 because I was having an emergency, I bet you I would know what the Coast Guard is and them coming and helping. I would know what that means, right? So y'all, let's continue.
Referring to them as all American young men is an interesting phrasing as he's talking about his friends, and harkens back to like the perception of like we are clean cut white good young men who couldn't have done this. That's intentional.
And they did a lot more than just that. I won't go through all of it now, but they did a lot of heroic things after the fact, and they did the best they could. And they tried for their dear friend. All of their actions are the actions of innocent men, not guilty men. And again, they're categorically, completely, and totally innocent.
I saw another clip where one of the young men referred to Nolan's mom as Miss Wells, which again, I find odd because you were supposed to be his like friend and brother, and you would know that she went by either Wansley as her last name or Wells Wansley. When I think back to my childhood, I can't remember a single time mispronouncing my best friend's parents' names. I mean, it's just, these are unusual things. Now look.
Well, let me say this too, to his, like, you know, to bounce off what he's saying. We have kids, at least, you know, we have kids, okay? We have kids. I know a lot of y'all have kids. Tell me that, you know, your friends, they have best friends. I mean, your kids have best friends and they have friends and they have close friends, but you're going to know who the best friends are. My parents know who my best friend is, right? Her parents know who her best friend is, which is me, right? You're telling me that some boys, a whole lot of boys is trying to claim that they're Nolan's best friend, and Nolan's parents are like, we don't know who these boys are. Yeah, Nolan had a lot of friends he hung out with, true indeed, but do you not understand that best friends is somebody like a Javon, probably? You know, we know like Javon, you know, we know certain people who are Nolan's best friends, but Warren, Trayson, and all of them, your parents know who your best friends are. Trust me. They know who they are. So I don't know what the claim to fame of being Nolan's best friend is with these guys. Maybe it's because they wanted to go ahead and open up a Gift Sends Go or whatever they're doing to raise money to make it look like, oh, Nolan's best friends, they're suffering. No, y'all about to get sued. Allegedly, y'all about to get sued. In my opinion, these are my thoughts. Let the record reflect. Y'all about to get sued. So y'all trying to raise money because when they sue with those lawsuits in a death lawsuit, those lawsuits are millions of dollars. Now, I'm not saying they may not have a lot of money, but they better have some insurance and money in their bank accounts and on their insurance policy to cover this, because I believe with the civil lawsuit I believe it's going to ensue, those are a lot of money. And they are raising money because they don't want to have to pull all of this money out of their own pocket or out of their insurance policy, because y'all know when insurance, I don't know how it works with boating, but if y'all have a car accident or something that's y'all's fault, y'all know that insurance is going up, right? But y'all, let's continue.
I don't know what these boys did or didn't do, and I don't know what they know or don't know. It could be just as likely that they saw something they're not saying that they saw.
I agree.
That they know what happened to them, even if they didn't do it. They just saw the circumstance that led to it.
And I actually agree with him. That's why I said it possibly could have been an accident, right? But I don't think it was fully an accident. I think part of this story is an accident, but why did he have like a piece of, some red stuff, the back of his head from the autopsy? Per the autopsy, why was there like some kind of damage to the back of his head? This is why I say, to me, I feel personally, in my own opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion, I believe there was a fight, an altercation with him on that boat, and with Hardy Hart, I believe. And, Hardy Hart is one of the ones that is a kicker for Wyoming. He got that heavy foot. And one of just my personal things is, did that football player kick him in the back of his head? Did that football player kick him in the back of his head? Was it a situation with Katie, a jealousy thing? I mean, I don't know. I can't say, I can't put my hand, I'm not saying that, I'm just thinking of things that could possibly have happened. But y'all, let's continue listening to Connie. Mr. Elliott.
Maybe they know nothing or completely innocent. I don't know. But when you make videos like this, you increase scrutiny. You increase the scrutiny on this situation. And it's just an odd way to go about it.
Oh, yes, indeed. Kathy says, Nolan was murdered. My personal, deeply opinion. I agree with you. My opinion too. My opinion too. Let's see. Civil lawsuits are not the answer because nobody is going to jail. That's true. That is absolutely true. I agree with you, go getter. I agree because nobody is going to go to jail. They're not going to arrest anybody, but still at the same point and reason, like, I mean, it would like financially, assist them. But at the same time, it doesn't, make whoever did this responsible by just letting them go and giving them some money. Absolutely. But y'all, let's continue.
Defending yourself. You are not defending the integrity of your friend. You're not behaving in a compassionate way. I think one of the most important things is you claim to have really loved your friend and brother Nolan. And you have to know that doing these kind of interviews is incredibly triggering to the family of Nolan Wells. So why are you doing them? Why are you not extending compassion to the mother and father of your fallen friend? And also, probably another egregious thing is the massive gaslighting happening here. You cannot sit here and say that, like, it is just crazy that people think we might have done something. There are some facts here that make this highly suspicious. Number one, you were the last people to be seen with Nolan Wells. By your own admission, you were with him on the last day of his life.
Yes, that is absolutely a fact. They were with him the last day of his life. We can pretty much notate that as being a factual statement because he said, we told him to get on the boat. He was with Katie, blah, blah. So that puts Nolan Wells in the eyesight of at least Warren and whoever else, right? But y'all, let's continue.
That in and of itself makes you the entry point into the investigation, makes you the first target. And that's just reality of good investigation. But also, this is happening in Mississippi, where the history of Black people dying under suspicious circumstances, and yet it being determined that there were...
Oh, we got Young Brave and D-Dot. We got him out of here. We send those people to the block party. We ain't got time. We're trying to find out what happened to Nolan Wells. They can go sit down and have a seat and just watch and say nothing. They're going to be silent just like everybody else is in the Nolan Wells case. All them DAs and all that, they're silent. They ain't telling nothing. So users, he's silent along with them. So y'all, let's continue.
No foul play involved means that there's going to be increased suspicion on the behalf of Black people. There will be, it's much harder to trust. Now, these young men being white should understand. And imagine if they were to say something like, we understand why these things are hard for people to believe, but yet they are true. We didn't do anything, we don't know anything, etc., etc. But they're not extending any compassion to the Black community, and they're not taking any of the historical context of what's happened in Mississippi into this account. They're literally saying, we don't understand why this is happening. And it's crazy that people are making this a black and white.
You know what I don't like, you guys? And we all are probably not right. Maybe I might be bringing this to some of y'all's attention, but the parents are trying to hide this just as well as their children. And even though they're all older than 18, they're grown, they're still hiding what happened too. Like, they should be held accountable too. If this case is so big, y'all. This case is the biggest case of the century, probably. I don't know. I mean, this is just me speaking, right? You know that them parents know what happened. You know, if your son is a truthful, out of all them boys, a truthful child, and will be honest with their parents and saying, mama, dad, it wasn't me. It was, this person. It was that person who did this to Nolan. Why aren't the parents coming out and standing up? But maybe it's because they have them people, because they said allegedly they got the mafia and the Triple K people down there that will silence people. So I don't know if they're scared of that, but somebody has to know something. There was too many people out there at Horn Island, too many cameras. This lady did a video. She said there's all kind of cameras all over the place in Horn Island. So how could y'all not know what happened to Nolan? And y'all had three boats full of people, 10 people, I believe, in each boat. That's 30 people. Out of 30 people, y'all know what happened to Nolan? Y'all don't know what happened to Nolan? Or is it y'all don't want to tell what happened to Nolan? Because we know one person, the football player, he's trying to go to the NFL. He ain't trying to get dirt on his name. Hardy Hart boy over there, he's a kicker for Wyoming, and he can't have no blemishes because he's trying to get into the NFL. So I'm wondering, are they gonna crush and crumble? Are they gonna come? Is it gonna come to a point where somebody's gonna start speaking out? Are they gonna break? I mean, y'all, let's continue.
Issue. No, it's not crazy. It's not. Even if you take everything else out and you just focus on the historical context of where this is happening, I'm sorry, it's not crazy. The black community has lost.
Yeah, to play, say ESPN contract. Yes, they said that ESPN is already speaking about him, doing clips about him. So yeah, is he trying to cover this because he does? The ESPN does or is going to have a contract. I don't know. Can y'all tell me? Do y'all know if he has a contract already with ESPN? I'm not sure. I just know that they're saying that ESPN has done clips, and is he going to are they trying to get him a contract, or does he already have one? I'm not sure. But y'all, let's continue.
Of very good reasons to not trust what is happening in Mississippi. So look, do I know what happened on that island? No. Do I know what those young men did or didn't do? No. But there are some very odd things happening around the circumstances. Choosing ex-Officer Tatum to be the one you're doing these interviews with alone, very odd. You're not choosing a journalist. You're not choosing someone that's helping you establish what the truth is. You're not working to get information out that is going to help Nolan Wells' family and help the investigation. You seem to be exclusively interested in what the narrative is around what the young man might have done. I find that interesting. So there's my analysis. Those are things that stood out to me. What stood out to you as you watched this interview?
Yeah, that interview, I mean, what he said, he was really spot on. So he does, let me see. So he does an interview with, with, what's his name? With Secret Service Sam. So we're going to watch a little bit of that interview. But I really think, like I said, let the record reflect this is my own opinion and I'm entitled to it. Freedom of speech. I'm not defaming nobody. I'm giving my opinion just like everybody else is. I mean, Nancy Grace, Willie D. I mean, all these people, D.L. Hughley, Don Lemon, everybody is giving their own opinion and I'm entitled to it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch my content. And don't let the good Lord, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. And I'm not sad, I'm not crying or slinging snot, okay? It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I have really thick skin. I got thick skin, almost like an alligator. So y'all not gonna hurt my feelings, y'all. But y'all, let's listen into this interview with Elliot Connie and let me kind of scroll past Elliot Connie and Secret Service Sam and see what they have to say on insight to this Nolan Wells case. So y'all, let's turn it around. Let's get it.
For her, I believe I was in Irvine, California, and to Irvine Improv, I believe. And Sam was one of the performers that night. And just a really cool dude. We kind of hit it off, exchanged numbers, been in touch ever since. He has since pivoted to being more of a journalist. And he does it with such integrity. And even that, he is such a strong ally for Black culture. Number one, I'm going to tap on this platform because I trust him.
Facts, y'all. And let me say this. I met Secret Service Sam when we went to the Diddy trial. He is speaking truth to facts and he's supporting the Black community because he sees, the things, the injustice that the Black community is, suffering through. So he's speaking on a lot of things a lot of unjust stories and situations, And people cannot stand that. Just like Kimberly. Kimberly's a white woman too. She had to pop out and show them ninjas that I'm not just a white lady sitting in the bed, laying in the bed, talking and screaming and talking about these cases. No, I'm an educated woman. She had to pop out and show them jokers that she has a law degree. So she's not just saying this, and that's why they want her to shut up. Because Kimberly knows too much, and she is going and following the facts of the case. Just like she said, this is what Warren said. Warren said this. I didn't say it. I'm just telling y'all, reporting what he is saying, and they don't like that. But y'all, let's continue.
Trust the information that he is sharing is information that he has vetted. When he has made mistakes, all of us journalistically do, he has come forward and said, hey, should have shared that, here's why. So I trust the integrity of this man. And I want him to come here and help provide some clarity of what is going on in the Nolan Wells case. And I want him also to talk a little bit about allyship, because I think there are some white people who think they're allies of the black community because they like a post by a black person or they follow them and they comment. But allyship has a it's more to it than that. I think Sam gets it right. So without further ado, by the way, I need you guys to know this is my second time doing this, so I want to make sure.
Oh, you're doing pretty good, Elliot. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me back up some, y'all.
This is my second time doing StreamYard.
Oh, good for you, man. You know, when we get off, I'll teach you how to kind of put in the backgrounds and stuff like that, you
I
know.
like my background, shoe collection and...
No. That background's amazing. I mean, see how our screens are smaller? There's a background instead of just the black that goes behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can put up your little bug or whatever, in the corner and stuff. So yeah, no, your background's amazing. I was looking at you got your BB-8 and all your cool stuff and everything, so.
Yes, and my book.
And the book, you gotta have your book, man.
But I also have it backwards. I need to go into the settings and flip it.
Okay, yeah, I have this set up on my Black Magic cameras and stuff on my switcher, so I can do multiple camera angles. I don't really do it much because you don't need many different angles, but yeah, I can definitely, I'm a pro at StreamYard now. I've been doing it for a while, so because how many platforms are you going live to right now?
Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, because I'll do it to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. All at the same time. So.
We got off Twitter because of the honor.
Yeah.
I gotta do it this way.
We can chat back after the show, yeah.
Yeah. But okay, let's get into the meat of it. First of all, I want to ask you, why take such a why are you taking the Nolan Wells case so seriously? Why are you why is this so important to you?
The reason it's so important to me is because obviously this started, many, many years ago, but with Cyrus Carmack Belton, that case, I was following that. Rick Chow, the store clerk shot a 14-year-old in the back who ran out of the store, didn't steal anything, there was nothing. It was a clear, I thought for sure he would get prison time for murdering a child.
And y'all, that Rick Chow case, if you guys don't remember, there was a young boy went into the store. He had grabbed a water and then he put it back and they thought he, was stealing water. So the Rick Chow, he chased him out the store and powed him in the back. Y'all, this injustice is crazy. But y'all, let's continue.
He gets off for self-defense. Then literally the next week, we had the Carmelo Anthony trial that took over the whole country. And so we're sitting here and he gets the max. Again, here's a kid claiming self-defense. And he gets 35 years for that. So it's right, those things back to back, for me, it upset me. And I understand how, especially that upsets the Black community to constantly see these atrocities and see the two-tier justice system. And so I think what's been so important about all these cases being back-to-back is you're able to see this guy got off for self-defense shooting a black kid gets jumped,
running away. You guys aren't familiar with the case.
Yeah, he ran 140 yards, almost more than the length of a football field, running away. They shot him in the back. The kid dropped both, his mom's cell phone he had, his cell phone. He fell out of his shoes. He dropped his backpack, and they still shot him in the back. And Andy Chow.
You got the people in the chat saying there's an echo. There's an echo when who's talking.
Yeah, there is a little echo with him talking in the background. But y'all, let's skip over to Queen. So Queen basically is went over the time of death. So she kind of broke it down, and she was explaining the time of death. So let's kind of flip to her. And if you guys have not been subscribed to Queen, please go to her channel and subscribe, because she has some great content. And she breaks down this whole situation. And she's the one, Queen, I met her also, her and Secret Service Sam at the Diddy trial. I mean, they're great, amazing people. If you guys have not already, please go to the original Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur and subscribe to her channel. Also, Sam's Secret Service Sam and also Elliot Connie. Subscribe to their channels, y'all, because we're trying to figure out and, get to the bottom of what happened to Nolan Wells. But y'all, let's turn it around and listen to what Queen has to say.
And then we're going to talk about the time of death. Also, let me just remind you all that I told you weeks ago that drowning is a cause of death, but not a manner of death. Because like Chris Cuomo said, you could shoot him and he could fall into the water and drown. Okay? That doesn't mean he died from drowning. All right? He could have died from a gunshot. There are a myriad of different things, okay? The specific medical or physical injury process that leads to death, such as drowning, or a gunshot wound, or a heart attack. Those are the causes of death. But the manner of death, the legal and administrative category that explains how the cause came about, how it came to be. The 5 official categories will be accident, homicide, self-deletion, natural, and undetermined, which is what they said it was in the second autopsy report. Okay, so please pay attention. Like, everyone, please like and share. It's about to get really real, you guys. Okay, it's about to get really real. Now, hold on here. I think this is the one I'm looking for. Yeah.
Never got on a triathlete that was under the age of 18 drinking and.
Wrong one, hold on.
Hey guys, I'm just here to debunk a photo that was going around. It was in the Cajun Navy report. This is the photo that is zoomed in, basically saying that that could have been Nolan. So in the Cajun Navy report, they have this photo on there saying that the newly supplied photograph is represented as having been taken at 4:50 Central on 4th of July. 19 minutes after.
Oh, okay. Miss Natasha Roman says, "Hey, love, I just want to point out that at 4, when they called Nolan, okay. Hey, love, I just want to point out that at 4, when they called, Nolan was on the boat." See, thank you for that, Miss Natasha. This is what I'm saying. They are giving all kind of different timestamps of when, they think that Nolan passed away. Because I know they said between 3:30 and 4:30 or something on past that this was when Nolan, they think that the time frame when Nolan was basically still living, or there with them. But I'm gonna have to write down the timelines. But thank you, Natasha, for that. Natasha says, listen to the call. I'm gonna have to listen to the call, the CETO call. I'm gonna have to listen to it. Maybe maybe in the next live, because I plan to go live later on. Maybe I can find that call and go over that call so we can listen to it all in its entirety, and the enhanced call to listen to them saying, damn it, Bart, was it Nolan, wake the F up, and all of that other stuff. We can listen to that enhanced call. But thank you for that. Young Bravo says, and even if he did drown, it was foul play regard. I do believe so too. I believe, just like Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson said if he did drown, it was by force. It was by force. It wasn't just him drowning because he was out there not knowing how to swim, because they said he was a great swimmer. But y'all, let's continue listening to this on Queen's channel, y'all. Shout out to Queen. If y'all haven't subscribed, please subscribe. The original Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur show. But y'all, let's continue. Smash the like button. Let's get more likes in the building, y'all. Let's continue. Happy Tuesday.
After the boat left, however, if you look on that bottom line, it says Nolan possibly is in this photo, but not confirmed. That is not Nolan. It is confirmed. This woman right here is confirming that this is not Nolan. She says,
"Thank you, EXP Beauty Sprinkles, I think. Thank you for the gift. Thank everybody. I appreciate everybody in the building because we are trying to figure out what happened to Nolan. So all of y'all, thank you guys for showing up and showing out here, being here with me this morning on the early morning. It's early, y'all. In the early morning, going live, just trying to go over some things with this Nolan case because we're trying to get to the bottom of it. Justice for Nolan Wells, y'all. Let's continue.
This is not Nolan. This is my son with his friend. We're from Olive Branch, and we're visiting family over the 4th. So I still have yet to see any confirmed photo of Nolan Wells on Horn Island after 4:31 p.m. when the boat left.
Wow.
Hey guys, I'm just here to debunk a photo that was going around. It was in the
Wow.
We're dropping hit. Don't see this because that's not the point of this. These people who claim to be friends with Nolan are running around dropping hits on the internet, saying things like Nolan didn't deserve that, right? Which means you knew what happened and he didn't deserve that. And now we have another one who just
EXP Beauty. Let me say this, y'all. Let me turn it around and say this. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good happy early morning. Let me say this. Some people are out here clout chasing. Just like, remember the guy that went on Don Lemon? And he was saying, oh, I gave Nolan his first haircut. I know his family. I know this, that, and the third. Y'all know that was for clout because Don Lemon came back and said, the family said that he doesn't know Santa Claus who stole Christmas 3 years ago with his big long beard looking like who did it and what for. I mean, the family said that they don't know him. They said, who is he? Don Lemon, who the F is he? We do not know that black Santa Claus. So some people are on here chasing clout, trying to, maybe get their social media and stuff popping. I don't care. I'm not, if I had 3 subscribers, I'm still going to have the same energy trying to figure out what happened to Nolan Wells. I'm not here to catch, all this, attention here on social media. Some people are clicks bait and all this whatever stuff. My main source of income is not YouTube. So let the record reflect that. But some people are trying to get there and get their channels and whatever popping. So some people, it is very questionable. So thank you for that, because yes, some people are out here clout chasing. Some people are trying to be on the mission to try to figure out what happened to Justin and getting justice for Nolan Wells. So thank you for that. So we are here to get justice for Nolan Wells, even if it's 3 people watching. But y'all, let's continue. Thank you guys. Thank y'all.
drop a video with some crocodile tears.
Oh yeah, hold up, y'all. I have something else to say, y'all. I have another. If you guys don't know, they had me #1 on the to be sued list. If you guys don't know, yeah, my name, the lounge, is on the #1 slot on the to be sued list. But do y'all think that I give a flying F? Absolutely not. Don't threaten me with a good time, because just like y'all got lawyers, y'all don't think we got lawyers too? Y'all don't think we can go get us some lawyers? All those people on the list? I mean, come on now. Y'all don't want to mess with us, because we're going to ask for them phones. We're going to ask them questions, and y'all not going to be ready for us. It's going to be very detrimental to y'all, so y'all don't want to be playing and treading those waters with us, okay? But yes, they have me as #1 on the to be sued list. And I'm just telling them, don't threaten me with a good time, because I will unleash the beast on you. I will not be held back, because I'm telling and keeping Nolan's story alive. You're not gonna silence me. I'm sorry. Not when you got the white folks. What's his name? The one that got arrested for saying that he was gonna unalive Carmelo Anthony. He was having N walks, the N with the hard R walks. And you're telling me that I can't tell and give my opinion and my thoughts on what possibly happened to Nolan Wells? Get somebody else to do it. Y'all, this dog not gonna hunt over here with that. Absolutely not. Not the F not. But y'all, let's continue. Because see, they're starting to try to make me curse. And I don't like to curse on my channel, y'all. But y'all, let's continue.
Basically saying they would do that to him. I'm like, okay, y'all were clearly trying to drop hints. You clearly received a photo, a video, or something or something.
Miss Natasha, you sound like what you said the words that I want to say out loud. Look, and I'm trying to be respectful of my own channel, but you hit it on the nail. You hit it on you hit it on the nail. Good morning, Empress. How are you, Empress Lonnie? Welcome. You hit it on the nail, Miss Natasha. See, we think alike. See, we think alike. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be respectful, y'all. I'm trying to be respectful because I'm telling you, I will cuss them jokers out so good they will be like, oh, we didn't mean to wake that bear up the lounge. We didn't poke the wrong bear. We didn't really poke the wrong bear. We did not mean to come and bother you. Yeah, stay the, flying F away from me and my channel, my subscribers, my followers. Stay the F away from us until y'all can provide some receipts and these boys, the children of the corn, and that they didn't do this, because right now we don't know who did it. But one thing we do know for sure is that they were outside because outside on that boat because we heard them on the sea tow call, right? We heard them. They was out there on the boat with with Nolan. So we know that they know something, even if they're not speaking, right? The children of the corn is trying to, hold them lips like, we not saying anything. So y'all don't come around here trying to be messing with me and my peoples, okay? All right, y'all, let's continue.
Let's go look at what they did to him. And you're trying to defend the people that people are going to accuse at some point of what happened to Nolan. And you're trying to also say you're friends with Nolan. So explain this to me, okay? If you think you know that they didn't do it, right? Why didn't you just go to the police? And if you know that Nolan didn't deserve that, why didn't you just go to his parents?
Exactly, like that's what I'm saying. If y'all are saying y'all are friends, this is Nolan, we loved him. Y'all loved him so much. If y'all loved him so much, why didn't y'all go tell the authorities? But we know they're all like working together. The DA, the judge, Warren's mom. Hold up, swole up, hold up. I just thought about something. Hold up, swole up. Hold the F up. Where is Warren's mother? Now we know the stepmother is a judge, but where is his real mother at? Was he like a little hellraiser where his mama don't want to have nothing to do with him? I heard him talk about his mom before, but you talking more about your stepmama than you are your biological mom. While they trying to come for Christine and say all these horrible things about her, Warren, where was your mom? And why are you always talking about your stepmammy? Huh? Hey, good morning, Purple Flower. How are you? Purple Flower says she was on the island. That's what I'm saying. Like these people, they is conjugating all these lies, y'all. I'm telling you, this is so crazy. This is so crazy. I'm telling you, this is crazy. But y'all, let's turn it around and continue.
Parents, what they did to him. It seems that's a game to y'all that these people lost their son. And y'all want to run around snickering and grinning and dropping crocodile tears and hits about this and that, when y'all could just be forthcoming, which says that y'all are not his friend, right?
Facts.
It is just so sad that y'all obviously already know what happened, and you just want to sit on it and just let it just drag out. Because if you didn't know what happened, right, you wouldn't be able to say they wouldn't do that to him.
Exactly.
If you had never seen what they did to him, you would not be able to say he did not deserve that. And it's sad. And honestly, you're going to get yourself broke up because you're either an eyewitness or you have evidence. and you're sitting on it.
I agree. I agree. They got the evidence and they, I believe, know exactly what happened. I believe they know exactly what happened. Hebert, you don't come over here trying to threaten me with a good time, okay? I'm already number one on the list. Now, when I countersue and ask for the evidence, don't play with me, okay? Send me a notice. Don't threaten me with a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time. Send me a notice, okay? Try to sue me, boo-boo, okay? Boo-boo the fool. Y'all not playing with me. Y'all got the right one, baby. The right one, okay? I'm not playing with them jokers. I'm not scared of y'all. Y'all talk a tough game, but y'all ain't about sugar, honey, iced tea. Go sit down somewhere. Go run and tell that. Okay? Go run and tell that. How about that? All right. Let me I was trying to find. Oh. Let's listen to myself talk about the list.
Let y'all know exactly how I feel. Why y'all not getting all of the information out to the community? Why hasn't the DA had a press conference for the community to let us know what is going on? Y'all, I am number one. Y'all, I am number one. And y'all check out the list because I'm going to show you guys the list. I'm number one, yeah. Yeah, we see Don Lemon on the list. They even had Judge Mathis on the list, y'all. They had Judge Mathis Mathis up on the list, y'all. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of creators, people I don't even know, never heard of, and never went to their channels, don't even know, never heard of them. They probably never heard of the Lounge. But we is cooking not with grease, not with Crisco, but Mama used to say, and Grandmama, you're cooking with maybe a lard. Yeah, I'm cooking with lard, and I haven't even done that many videos, but maybe one of my videos maybe kind of pinched a nerve, and maybe it's hitting a little bit to where they don't like what is being said, because it seems like when they don't like, I'm sorry, some things that you say, it's like, oh, she is, on top of, what we're trying to hide. And we need to shut her up. Y'all can't shut me up. No, I'm going to continue to talk and bring Nolan Wells' case, to light. And I'm going to continue to do that along with a lot of other creators. Don Lemon, we got D.L. Hughley, Judge Mathis, Kimberly, a whole bunch of Queen Amadaya Shakur, Secret Service Sam. Oh, it's a whole lot. Keisha. Yeah, it's a lot of big ones out there. Yeah, we keeping Nolan Wells, case alive. Because they can't find out, they can't figure it out. But like I said again, shout out to Queen Amadaya. I think she's on to something, y'all. I think she's on to something. Maybe it was a boating accident, allegedly, possibly, just, her thoughts, my thoughts too. She kind of came up with that because that's the same thing that happened to Alex Murdaugh. They had a boating accident, lawsuits was flying in the air left and right, and so people got unalived. And because of this accident was not supposed to be, it was like, loose lip sync ships, and they didn't want any of that information out, and he ended up going to prison. Yeah, so it's a little similar. Is that like a Nolan 2.0 case? Like is it Alex Murdaugh 2.0, for Nolan Wells case? Possibly so, yo. Possibly so. But yo, check out the list, because I'm on the list, y'all. They got me number one. The Lounge is number one on the list. And I don't mind, not being number one. I'd rather be like,
towards the end, towards the end of the caboose. But with this situation, put me at number one. Put me at number one. Don't threaten me with a good time. Put me at number one. So I can read some people their rights. I don't mind. I don't mind. Put me at number one. I try to be respectful, especially on all my social media, but I'm telling you, I'm like really cool and laid back. But like when you poke the bear, when you out there and you pushing the envelope, I push back really hard. Yeah, that part. Just because I may seem like I'm nice or you just look mild, meek, absolutely not. Those are the ones you got to watch out for, baby. That's the ones you got to watch out for, honey, baby, chicken, child, okay? But anywho, we're gonna go over this list, y'all, so stay tuned. So y'all, see, here's the list. They got me, I'm number one. They got Judge Mathis on here, say they got Dawn Lemon. So I don't know if this list is real or fake. However, I don't care either way it goes. Let me just say that, okay? Let me say that. But anywho, why is it the fact that y'all are making lists out here and then, it's being told that this list is fake and they're trying to get bigger fish to fry? I mean, why are y'all wasting y'all time? Do y'all got something else better to do? Can y'all let them lawyers do their jobs? Or maybe the Mississippi authorities and the lawyers over there in Mississippi, they're not doing their jobs. Everybody else is. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. I didn't mean to say that out loud, y'all. I didn't mean to say that out loud. But anyway, Ben Crump, he's on the case. And I'm sure he's getting closer and closer because for whoever made this list to come out to be sued people, excuse me, and for it to touch some nerves, you're plucking.
Don't worry, y'all. We got Nunya out of here because it's Nunya business. She needs to go mind her own business. Nunya Business Street over there at the block party. We got rid of her too. We ain't got time to play games. We trying to figure out what happened to Nolan. Don't come over here trying to play with us, okay? We ain't got time for y'all children, okay? Y'all part of the children of the corn too. Don't play with us. We are on grown women and men status over here at the lounge. We trying to figure out what happened to our baby Nolan Wells, okay? Y'all can go over there and play whatever you want to do, play, lie, and conjugate whatever y'all want to. But our mission is to find out what happened to Nolan Wells. So y'all enjoy the block party with the nuts in y'all mouth.
And playing a tune closer to
hey, Queen Shay.
this case, and then they come out with all these lists of people. Lakeisha, like I said, myself, I'm number one, y'all. I'm numero uno, baby. And
Bronze is one, yes, Bronze.
Dawn Lemon, Judge Mathis, Kimberly, and
Deep
other content creators, and they're content creators like across a lot of social media platforms. But I just don't understand why can't they just, find out what happened to Nolan Wells, and then maybe we'll be quiet. But wait, hold up, stool up. Now, let me not speak too soon. Hold up. If they find out what really happened to him, because they may be trying to, fill us up with a bunch of sugar honey iced tea, if you know what I mean. They might try to fill us up with some sugar honey iced tea. And then we make it a little bit louder if they try to fill us up with the bull shenanigans, right? So maybe it may behoove them to try and to get the right investigation done and really present what really happened. If it was an accident and they were trying to cover up, just say that. But they don't want to because they like, oh no, this is like a lawsuit's waiting to happen, right? But I don't know, y'all. I mean, what do y'all think? All this stuff is nothing but a bunch of cover-up, because just like that one DA, he was the head of DA here on YouTube, he said that, the DA is not doing like the proper protocol. The DA should have had a press conference, should have let the community know what's going on, things of that sort, which they are entitled to as a community there in Ocean Spring. But she hasn't done that. But all of them are trying to hide something. But let me say this. Ahmaud Arbery case, Ben Crump, he was on that case, remember? He was on that case, and when he was on that case, he went down there, and it was almost the same thing, remember? Just like Carmelo Anthony's case, remember? They all close up tight. They, the divorce judge was the judge for, what's his name? The twins' parents, they're friends, they conjugate together, they party together, do whatever allegedly together. And that's gonna be another bust them up for Ben Crump, like he did in Georgia with the Ahmaud Arbery case. Remember, they were all together, he busted them up, and then those three guys, they got life in prison. Yeah, they thought they could cover that up. They thought that they could cover it up, but little did they know, Ben Crump said, get somebody else to do it. But what is going to happen is, this don't hunt around here. But y'all like, share, and subscribe. Check the list out. Is there any other content creators that, y'all know that are on the list? Because I'm number one, y'all. I'm numero uno, baby. I'm numero uno. Yeah. But y'all like, share, and subscribe, and y'all, some people trying to threaten me with a good time. And I'm ready for it, y'all. See y'all in the next video. Bye.
Yeah, y'all, they thought they could silence me. They thought I was going to shut up. They said the lounge, sit your Jerry curl, light-skinned tail down in the corner somewhere. We don't want to hear from you or your Jerry curl. I said, no, we don't want to hear from you and your Jerry curl either because we haven't already anyway, so what's the point and the reason, right? Like, we ain't heard not 2 words from y'all about what's going on with this case. All we have heard is nothing but deflections, right? Y'all, I'm telling you, these people is off, these people is off the chain. Ain't nobody got the time to be fooling up with them and their foolishness. But let me see. Somebody said something, and Richard says the judge has something to do with the scare tactics of suing to stop the noise. She made a statement off top. Plus, the local police said accidental drowning before. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Purple Flower, for the gift. Yes, Richard, you are absolutely right. You absolutely right. Dida said play in defensive mode. Yes, they are trying to say it's everybody's fault but theirs. They are not even giving Christine, her just due, as far as trying to mourn. They are attacking her. They try to attack her and say that, Google bombing her, saying that she has bad review, that, she's a bad nurse practitioner and all this other stuff. Girl, if you don't go sit down, her name was somebody McQueen. And I'm like, if you don't get your little stinky kitty cat, go sit down somewhere. Christine is not Jesus. She cannot take care of you and your bad investments that you did with your vagina. I'm sorry. You had bad investments with your kitty cat, and that has nothing to do with her. She can't take away the funk, the smell, and the issues that you have, and you're gonna go up there and put some craziness up there on Google about her, talking about she's a bad nurse and all this other stuff. She don't even probably know you and your stinky kitty cat, right? You made bad investments. That's not her problem. Don't blame it on her, right? Don't blame that on her. She is not Jesus. She cannot help you. And then they try to attack Christine going to the board, the nurse, like the medical board, and trying to say that she made an anonymous, y'all. They made an anonymous complaint. And then what happened after that? They threw that in the trash can, right? Ben Crump's like, this dog not gonna hunt around here. Y'all go sit down and have a seat. Like, why are y'all trying to tear this woman up and all she is doing is asking for questions, right? That's it. Asking for questions. Just crazy, right? Hey, sis, how are you? Hey, Felisa, how are you? Love you too, sis. How are you? I need to call you, my sissy boo. I need to call you. Miss Natasha says you're an idiot. Dida says, stink poo poo is a bad investment. Yeah, ain't nobody told her to be around spinning the block and going out there and working them corners and making bad investments with her kitty cat. And then you think Christine is her problem? She can't figure out why you smell like you smell? And then you blaming it on her and then gonna go try to Google bomb her? She ain't got nothing to do with you and your bad investment decisions that you made. Y'all, these people are crazy. They are really crazy. They hold demons during survival, y'all. These people is off the chain, right? They is off the chain. But let me get back. Let me see. Hold on. Because Willie D said something. Woman who exposed. Oh, this woman, hold on. This woman that I'm about to play, shout out to Willie D. We're going to play Willie D's video because Willie D, he ain't no punk either. He told them people, y'all better go sit down somewhere. Y'all better get the F out of my inbox. Y'all better get the F out. I mean, he was like going off. He probably didn't say it verbatim, but he's like, Willie D is not no punk either. He stands on business like I do and like a whole bunch of other creators do. You're not going to shut us up and you're not going to silence us. You can do all you want to try to silence us and threaten us with a good time. Just like Al Sharpton said, where's the paperwork then? Bring the paperwork. There's no way that they can sue all of us because that's a lot of suing, y'all. I mean, the courthouses would be super busy. It would be a whole takeover of suing content creators if they thought that they could sue us like they think they talking to threaten us, to try to silence us. They think that they can do that. I mean, that's a lot of content creators, y'all. I mean, that's a whole lot of people. That's a whole lot of suing, and they don't got time for that. But y'all, let's listen to Willie D and see what he has to say. Because this girl right here, she was hold on. She went to, let me see. I think she went to Horn Island, and she was talking. I think she's the one who was talking about the cameras, because y'all know somebody. I think it's this lady right here. But let's listen to Willie D and see what he has to say about this lady right here.
Willie D live.
What's up, family? The woman who has been exposing all of those who might be involved in Nolan Wells' method. Yeah, fam. But she's now having a life threat. Ever since she drove around and showed all those cameras. They got cameras on buildings, cameras on businesses, cameras on homes, cameras on the docks, cameras everywhere. So basically this woman right here, Just Free, is saying that ain't no way they could not have footage. If that is a such thing as an investigation, it's impossible for them not to have footage of what happened to Nolan Wells. Impossible. It's impossible. She drove around Ocean Springs and she located several cameras.
Wow.
All over the place, just cameras.
And I seen a video, you guys, but I'm gonna have to find her video where she actually goes around to Horn Island and shows all the cameras on houses, on the dock, and all kind of stuff. But let's listen to Willie D's reaction.
Everywhere, which a lot of us suspected in the first place. You said, man, there's cameras everywhere. Hell, even where you live at. You can't go anywhere without being watched. They got a camera everywhere. They're watching everything. So it's impossible to have all those cameras out there and nothing be recorded.
Exactly.
It's almost akin to police officers, 5-6 police officers pulling up and they end up killing somebody, but none of them had their body cams. Think about what I just said. So she going hard. I mean, salute. In fact, let me give her a proper salute. Breathe.
Willie D slow clap.
Ain't got no problem with that. Yeah, she put in the work, man. She giving them that.
Yes, Paul. Paul said they want this to go away. They sure do. They're trying to sweep it so far up under the rug, y'all, but this dog is not gonna hunt with all of us trying to figure out what happened. We're not accepting those, oh, well, it was this, oh, it was that. We don't know who did it. No, we're not accepting that. We want to know what happened and how it happened. I want to know everything. I am not going to take the fact that they're saying, oh, he was on the white powder, oh, he was drunk. All of them was drunk, and all of them was on the white powder, allegedly, because birds of a feather flock together. If one was doing it, all of them was doing it. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody says. Batum, the magatation raccoon is over there saying, was saying, oh, he was on the white powder. No, all of them were. All of them were. Did y'all listen to that boat call, Batum? Did you hear how he was talking and saying, what? Huh? Like on the call, all aggressive? Did you hear the way he was talking slow? He was on something. It was so evident. It's crazy, but y'all, let's continue.
Work. Yeah, she's just free on TikTok. Now,
so y'all hear Willie D? Her name is Just Bree on TikTok. So y'all follow her. She's Just Bree on TikTok. I'm gonna have to follow her as well. Just Bree on TikTok, y'all. Let's listen.
I was on her TikTok page and I saw some disturbing messages that people were leaving, and these appear to be fans of hers. Now it could be bots, because the bots are at work overtime, but it appears to be fans, but this is what they wrote. One person said, you need to be safe. Someone probably already reported you to the authorities, so please be careful. Now, why would she have to be careful? And why would she have to worry about being reported to the authorities?
Exactly.
If all she's doing is just trying to find out what happened to Nolan.
You know what, Paul? This is what a lot of people are saying. Paul said wickedness in high places. This is literally a white privilege sacrifice. That's what people are saying. That's what a lot of people are saying, because we know that there is white racists. Not everybody is white, because we got a lot of white people that are standing in with us, like Secret Service Sam, Kimberly. We got my mod, Anonymous. They are all standing in with us because they see the unjust that we are, how people are treating us unjustly, right? But y'all, this woman, she has to, somebody's reporting you to the authorities. They think that, all the white people are supposed to be on their side. That's not the case. There's a lot of white people, probably more white people than we can think of, that stand in with us and see the injustice that we deal with, right? So let's continue.
Isn't that what the authorities want? Shouldn't the investigators be investigating? And shouldn't they welcome Bree's findings? Interesting comment. Moving on.
And then, hold on, y'all. Hold up, swole up. Remember the arrest, right? Remember the arrest. Why hasn't anybody been arrested for threatening Christine and Nolan Wells' dad, his mom, his family? Why hasn't nobody? You made 3 or 4 arrests on threats to the judge. What about the threats to the Nolan Wells family? What about that? Can we get somebody arrested for that? Does that make any sense to y'all? It doesn't make no sense to me at all. You is arresting people in California and all these other places. Like, really? Do y'all think we are dumb? Do y'all really think that we are stupid? And y'all think that y'all gonna feed us a bunch of sugar honey iced tea down our throats and we're supposed to believe it? These people, these are probably paid plants to do such a thing. Even with the voicemails. Did y'all hear the voicemails? I was like, if y'all don't go sit down somewhere. If y'all don't go sit y'all's dumb tails down somewhere. It was, remember, an Indian guy? Did it sound like a white lady or something? Then they turned around because people was probably like, y'all are so dumb. So then they turned around and made another group of calls, alleged threats with a black man. Are y'all serious? Who do y'all think y'all are fooling? Because y'all surely not fooling us over here at the lounge. You're not fooling me or everybody in my building. Y'all not fooling none of us. We are not dumber than a box of rocks or slower than molasses. These fake phone calls are really so ignorant and so stupid. and wasting people's time. I can't even get that time back that I listened to these dumb calls, these alleged fake calls. Really? I should charge y'all with wasting time, wasting my time, wasting minutes of my life listening to this dumb sugar honey iced tea on these alleged threats there. But there's nobody getting arrested for the things that Christine and Nolan's dad is going through. Y'all, these people are so ignorant. I'm sorry. They're just ignorant. Y'all, let's continue.
Like you said, you are doing an amazing job, but you just gotta be careful because they can pay somebody to take you out. So please be careful. Justice for Nolan. Yeah, and they will. They will. They're very capable of doing that. They don't have any shame in doing it. And the thing about it is, there wouldn't be any true investigation to find out what happened to somebody if indeed they decided to go that way. That's why you can't say that, can't say it, but damn, I want to say it bad. Ooh, I want to say it. But look, man, y'all can read between the lines. You know what you got to do. Because we're on our own. We're out here on our own. All of this stuff about justice, these people don't care nothing about justice.
Facts.
They care nothing.
Facts, D-Dot, yep.
Justice. They want what they want.
Yeah.
They use justice. They use the judicial system to punish others and protect themselves.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what's going on around here, man. That's what's happening. Dre Lady said, please be safe. Mississippi don't care who you are.
Facts.
They like to keep their secrets. True story.
Soul Child said, let me see, Veronica Gaiman, you're banking on the grand jury being just as, let me say this, and I'm not even going to hold y'all this morning because I got stuff I need to do, but y'all, do y'all believe in the grand jury of Mississippi? I absolutely don't. This is what I believe is going to happen. They're going to get up there and say, Nolan Wells, he was on the white powder, or he was intoxicated, had alcohol in his system or whatever, this, that, and the third. But see, they cannot go back and test all of them. They can't say what they were doing, what they had in their system. They're going to say that he was higher than Cooter Brown, drunker than Cooter Brown, and that, he fell on the boat or something crazy. Watch what I tell y'all. It's going to be something so dumb. They're going to try to push something stupid and dumb down our throat, the grand jury, because they're all corrupt. The DA's corrupt. The police is corrupt. Even the DA, a white guy, the DA, he's from another state. He was a head DA, and he even said that the DA is not doing and following the proper protocol. She should have had a press conference letting everybody know, whether you're on this side or that side, what's going on. They are not pulling and doing the proper protocol. Why hasn't there been arrest? Why hasn't there been any kind of, what's it called, where they go and they, a warrant for, to pull, to a search warrant? Why hasn't there been any search warrants? Why hasn't there been any arrest warrants? Why haven't y'all talked to Javon police officers in Mississippi? Because from what I found out yesterday, Javon said y'all didn't talk to him. Y'all didn't want to have nothing to do with Javon and what he had to say, what maybe his maybe text messages or his communication with Nolan Wells. Y'all ain't doing y'all's proper due diligence, so we trying to tell y'all what y'all need to do. Y'all need to get it together in Mississippi. Y'all need to do what's the right thing. Y'all need to investigate this properly. But at the same time, Ben Crump, he's doing what he knows best to do. Some people think that, he's not like, Umar thinks that he's not doing what he's supposed to do. But Ben Crump is very calculated. Y'all, we have to give Ben Crump, his flowers, because he broke up that situation in Georgia with the Aubrey case. So he's very calculated at what he does, because they're not going to always, of course, put out everything. You never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. You can let them know a little bit of something, but everything down to the bone and to the wire, you're not going to let them know that. So I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that when it's presented, we're gonna be like, oh snap, Ben Crump, he was on his A game, right? But these situations, that's why I'm like, this grand jury thing, it's not going to surprise me with the bull crap that they're going to say and they're going to bring to it. And they're going to say, well, there's no foul play here because the what's his name? Letman, whatever, the sheriff, he was already calling no foul when the autopsy hadn't even came back. So he's saying something that he can't even prove to be true before it's trying to be proved, right? Meaning the autopsy. They didn't even, he's saying, oh, this always, well, it wasn't no drowning, it wasn't this, no, it wasn't this, it wasn't that, oh, no foul play, and he didn't even know the results of Nolan Wells' autopsy. Then when Nolan Wells' autopsy went after the medical examiner, which she is a crook too. Matter of fact, Kimberly has a sign-up roster. If you guys want to go and sign up, you could go to Kimberly's channel. She can direct you. Her channel can direct you to go and sign up to get that medical DA out of there, because they say she is full of sugar honey iced tea too. She's full of it. She has been coding black people, some of black people, as being like drowning or something like that. So they're trying to get her out there too. They are corrupt right there in Mississippi. They are corrupt. They are all working together. They are trying to silence this and push it under the rug. But y'all, this case is so big. This is so loud. You know, they're trying to threaten people with getting sued and all this stuff because I mean, y'all, I'm telling you, they probably ain't had no sleep in 30 days. These jokers are trying to conjugate a story that is not going to sit right with us. We're not going to say, oh, okay, that's what happened. No, we're going to buck the system. We're going to be like, no, y'all telling us this happened. We don't believe that. Y'all can go tell it to the brick wall, but we do not believe it. And it's too many people and too many loud voices that are on top of this case. Even Nancy Grace. Hey, good morning, information man. How are you? Welcome. Peace and respect. Thank you. Good morning. Even Nancy Grace has came and she spoke out. Now, Nancy Grace, I'm not saying I trust her 100%, because she has some awful things to say about Carmelo Anthony, and we know there's a whole situation down there in Texas with the Carmelo Anthony situation, right? So I'm telling you, Ben Crump is gonna bust them up, and also 20th and 2020 or 21st or whatever, they're coming down with the, what is it called? With the case, with the trying to get Carmelo Anthony's judge off of that case, a recusal hearing. So yeah, it's crazy. Information said, I'm well, thank you. Good morning. You're welcome. Adida says, Nancy be going in. Yeah, Nancy is going in on this case, but Carmelo Anthony, you know, she had, you know, some things that I didn't agree with her what she said on Carmelo, knowing that down there in Collins County, it's the same situation going on. So with that being said, Ben Crump, he is doing his due just in that case too. He is on top of that case because they railroaded Carmelo Anthony. They railroaded him. There's 4 boys, Carmelo Anthony being one of them. The other 3, I think it's maybe 5 boys. But there's like, I think 2 Mexican little boys, a white guy, and then Carmelo. Well, Carmelo, they did the same thing. They unalived somebody, all 4 or 5 of them, right? Including Carmelo. And I believe the Carmelo situation, I don't believe that he did it. It was an altercation, I believe, that possibly ensued a knife that they didn't know who was the one who, you know, poked Austin in the chest. But that's just my opinion. But all of those other boys that had the same situation as Carmelo, some of them walked free. Some of them only got 5 years or 10 years. The most boy, I think he got like 17 years or something, way smaller than 35. And y'all, Nancy Grace, y'all trying to say that was like, you know, okay for them to railroad him like that? No, I don't believe so. Sorry. No. He got railroaded. But that's all right, because Ben Crump is on that case. And guess what? He already won a good, a really great thing that was a big issue in the case. Because remember, Judge Cockroach, he didn't allow cameras and all that. Well, guess what this new judge said? They put in, Carmelo Anthony's lawyers, Ben Crump and them, they put in a motion for cameras to be in there, for audio videotape to be in there. And guess what? The judge approved it. The judge said, approved. Yes, there can be cameras in here. We open in a second or third courtroom. The news media, everybody is welcome, because we want transparency. So yes, the judge is trying to already show us that he's going to be transparent. Look at God. Look at God. Do you see how God works? You know, sometimes you have to come back and pray about it and come back and, try to, revisit situations and show the inconsistency, the injustice, just for other people to see it if they're not in that little, circle of Judge Cockroach's peoples. And you see how they did that? And the judge said, yes, y'all can come. And at first, let me tell y'all, they were trying to say also that people can't wear free Carmelo shirts and the purple and stuff. Now, I don't know if that got approved or not, but I'm sure he will probably approve it if he's approving that. Why can't we wear free Carmelo shirts? Why can't we wear purple? What's wrong with that? Because they have the, what is it called? Those people that wear purple, I forget what they're called, but they wear purple. But if they want to wear purple, if they want to wear pink, if they want to wear orange, yellow, or whatever in support of Carmelo, what is the big deal? There's nothing wrong with that. I can't tell nobody what to wear, what colors to wear. No. But y'all, these people are doing the most on the coast, and I am number one on the to be sued list, because I guess my voice is too loud and they trying to shut me up. But like I said, don't threaten me with a good time. The same way you got lawyers, all the people on that list, I'm more than sure most of them and me got, we are legally, we are legally protected. And I'm not scared, okay? I am not scared. Don't threaten me with a good time. Just like Al Sharpton said, when y'all think y'all gonna sue me, we're gonna sue you guys back. And we want the proof and evidence that these boys didn't do anything to Nolan Wells. Show me their phone records, okay? Produce that for me and shut me up. Look, shut me up with a good time, okay? So I'm not scared, y'all. But I'm gonna, in this live, I have a lot to do. I may go live later on, gather some more receipts, and show other things that's going on with the Nolan Wells case, because there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Did I say Al Sharpton can go there? Al Sharpton, he look, they coming out the woodworks, D-Dot, but they speaking truth to facts. Now, we got to give them their points. We got to give them a couple of points now. We got to give them a couple of points, okay? We got to give them a couple of points. Even Umar Finesse 3 times. We got to give Umar a couple of points, because he was on. He did a powerful, a recap. And this is probably why he waited so long. But y'all know one thing about Umar Finesse 3 times. Y'all got to say, he do, have the gift of gab, and he does know how to, present and speak well when it comes to stuff like this. I got to give it to Finesse 3 times, y'all. Okay, y'all. He even said the Snow Bunnies could have rescued him if he was on the boat. And he was in the middle of Horns Devil Island. Can y'all believe that? Umar Finesse 3 times said the Snow Bunnies could have came to rescue him, y'all. That's breaking news in itself. That is breaking news in itself. Umar Finesse 3 times said the Snow Bunnies can go and rescue him while he was out there on Horn Devil's Island, y'all. I almost fell out the chair. I'm sorry. I almost fell out the chair, y'all. I almost broke my leg, my neck, and everything else. Oh, Lady Di says Umar is hilarious. Yeah, we call him Umar Finesse 3 times. Umar Finesse 3 times. He is hilarious. But he did, y'all. We got to give him his flowers, okay? Got to give him his flowers. He did come and he did come with the power, y'all. I got to say that. He did come, and he did give a very great, like, a synopsis of what he thought of the situation with Nolan Wells. I got to give it to him. He was breaking it down with the timelines and stuff like that. So he did a really good job. Umar Finesse 3 times did a great job. Carol says, D-Dot laughing. Carol said, where is the school at? Look, where's the school, Umar? Where's the dream? Remember that song, y'all? Oh, y'all remember. Do y'all remember that when we was going hard in the paint with Umar Finesse 3 times? Y'all, Umar Finesse 3 times, y'all, he will have y'all dying laughing. But I got to, like I said, give his flowers, y'all. Okay. The lounge is giving Umar his flowers. Okay, just maybe 1 or 2. Okay. Don't we can't give too much now. Okay. All right. But anyway, so I'm gonna get off here and end the live, but thank y'all, everybody that came through. I appreciate you guys' love and y'all support early in the mountain, y'all. Early in the mountain at the crack of dawn. But I got a couple of errands that I need to run, and then I will be back. I don't know what time I'll be back. Maybe around 2 o'clock. I think I should be done about 2 o'clock or so. So maybe a little after 2, sometime after 2, that I'll be back. And then I want to get some receipts about, I want to get some receipts with the girl that was saying that she went to Horns Island and Horn Island. I'm almost sound like Umar. Horn Island, and remember she was like going to the different places and showing like, hey, there's a camera here, there's a camera there, there's a camera here. So I want to get those receipts and show them and see what happened. Miss Natasha said, see you, friends. See you, Natasha. Love you too. Thank all of y'all. D-Dot, Soul Child, yes. Carol. Let's see who we got. Yes. Let me see. Energy. She's all over TikTok right now. Oh wow. Energy and vibes. Thank you. I'm gonna go and check her out and see if I can pull some of her receipts to show on what she came up with, so we can kind of go through it together. So that'll be very interesting. Thank you, Paul. Paul said, have a great day. Thank you. Thank you, all of my mods. Thank you, everybody that came in the chat and spoke something, your own opinion, whether, y'all are, on with the Nolan, or if y'all are not, just as long as you be respectful. Because if you're not respectful, we just send you to the block party, wherever you may lay or wherever you may slay. And sometimes we send you with the nuts in the mouth too, right? Because you're not going to be disrespecting me, okay? Because I'm number 1 on the list to be sued. No, they already want me to shut up. But we not doing that over here, right? We not doing that over here. We feel like everybody should have a voice as long as you're respectful. I told y'all I'm trying to be respectful to the Mississippi people. Because I be, the F-bombs and everything, I'm slicing them and dicing them left and right, like poop, 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 poop. I'm telling you, I'm trying to be respectful. But anywho, y'all, love you guys. I'm not going to keep you guys. Irma, hey, how are you? I'm not going to keep y'all, but we will be back. We will be back, y'all. We will be back later on when I finish running my errands. I need like maybe 2 or 3 like assistants. Sometimes I'm like, I need to get some, look, I'm on the 3 or 4 assistants or something. Cause I'm tired, I need this, thank God for like the grocery delivery app. You know what I'm saying? Cause you be like, golly, I got like all these things to do. I got to get groceries. I got to do this. Oh God. Oh, Lord. But anyway, y'all, thanks for stopping in. Always lead with love, peace, and tranquility. And as we are always saying, all of us that are speaking loud, justice for Nolan Wells. I'll see y'all later.